Brian Treggs and Sean Dawkins each caught 4 passes against SC. Treggs and Dawkins aren't much alike, except for the fact they're both excellent receivers. And Steve Kroner profiles the two ends on this week's Inside Cal feature.
You can't double cover me or you can't double cover him, because then the other one will just tear you to pieces. We both have the potential to dominate a football game. And as you have seen this year, I mean, me and Sean Dawkins have been the 1-2 punch that Cal has long been waiting for.
Yeah. Pulaski backs got time over the middle, passing pattern. Sean Dawkins.
Leave it to Brian Treggs to tell you how good both he and Sean Dawkins are. That's because if you leave it to Dawkins, number 86 will only tell you how good number 3 is.
He has great moves, great quickness, speed. He's just a complete receiver. That's what I'm working, towards being. And I like to watch Brian, as in practice and in the games. I just try to, look at him and take some lessons from him, kind of say.
The senior Treggs has helped the sophomore Dawkins with the mental and, you guessed it, the vocal parts of playing wide receiver.
The chatter's going to be going. I'm going to talk all game long, and that's just the way I perform. I've been trying to get Sean Dawkins to talk a little bit.
And that's what I like about Brian. I'm a quiet guy, but like on the field, he gets me pumped up, so I start to be a little vocal myself.
Treggs is undeniably cocky, but usually he manages to avoid rubbing people the wrong way.
One time when he was a freshman, I think it was, he missed a block in a game, and I was on the sidelines at the time, coaching receivers, and I pulled him out of the game and I chewed him out and I said, you're not going to play here if you're not going to block. And he stood there and he said, Coach, you got to put me back in. And I said, why? He says, because I'm your best receiver. And I didn't know if I should choke him or if I should start laughing, but a couple plays later I put him back in and he made some nice catches. So that's the kind of guy he is.
The kind of receiver Dawkins is, tall, fast, and athletic, has led to a familiar call from Mike Pulaski when he sees a defensive back trying to cover Dawkins one-on-one.
I just say, hey, I'm going to make him bleed. That's it. They're going to try to cover Sean. And I have an offer out. I will give $5 to anybody that can cover Sean on a fade.
It's like a 98, which is a streak. Usually Mike will call audible at the line if he feels that the corner is pressed up on me in my face. And I get all excited, I get kind of antsy on the line, I'm just thinking, come on, you can call the 98, and he usually does, He doesn't make too many mistakes, Mike, it's been working, throughout the year, and we're just going to try to keep on going with it.
Dawkins stands about half a foot taller than Treggs.
He's not really as small as people think he is. He stands next to Troy Ozine in the huddle, so that's one of the things. He looks a little bit smaller compared to the other players out there, but he's not that small of an individual. He's strong, and he does all his weight room work and does everything else. And besides that, if they measured you by courage, he'd be one of the tallest guys on the field.
Treggs will graduate this spring and plans on going to law school. He believes his cockiness will help him as a trial attorney.
When I am able to go inside a courtroom and argue for my client, I probably will be as loud and as cocky as I am right now, and I think that'll help me a lot in the courtroom. And I think I'm a very personable person where people kind of like my personality, so maybe I can persuade the judges to go toward my client a little bit.
It might be somehow appropriate for Brian Treggs to become a defense lawyer. After all, he'll tell you right now there's no defense for Brian Treggs and Sean Dawkins.